December 9th, 2013. This is the first time Rockstar mentioned a single-player DLC for GTA 5. GTA 5 story mode updates. For those ready to jump back into the story of Grand Theft Auto 5, we have big plans for substantial additions in 2014, continuing Michael, Franklin, and Trevor's action. Fast forward about 4 months later, April of 2014, there was another tease for GTA 5 single player DLC. Later this year, look for even more additions to both Grand Theft Auto Online and Grand Theft Auto 5, including more holiday themed updates, some very exciting story mode DLC, and much more. This date, April 2nd, 2014, would be the last time we hear of that single player DLC. And in this video, I wanted to go over the story of the canceled DLC. So it looks like in 2014 or early 2015, we were supposed to get a Trevor DLC. This bit of news was actually reported from Stephen Ogg himself. He was doing a podcast with the other actors from GTA 5. And if we do scroll down here, we can see what he actually said about the DLC. He said Trevor was going to be undercover. He was working with the feds. We did shoot some stuff with the James Bond Trevor, is what he calls it, where he's still kind of a F up, but he's doing his best. And then it just disappeared. And they never did it. They never followed up on it, is what he said. It was later found that the Doomsday heist actually took a portion of this canceled Agent Trevor DLC, and they reintroduced it in the Doomsday heist. So I'm assuming instead of us, our GTA Online characters sort of saving the world, the original idea was to have Trevor, this crazy person, save the world, which sounds really, really fun. But unfortunately, we'll never see it. You also might have seen at the beginning, the other two DLCs that were canceled were some sort of zombie apocalypse DLC, which sounds crazy, but of course they did Undead Nightmare for RDR1, so maybe that would have been a similar DLC, and then the Alien Invasion, which definitely fits. It does seem like they might have changed that to GTA Online on the Halloween updates the last few years, where there's just a bunch of like UFOs and aliens and stuff out in the world. But those were the other two DLCs that were allegedly canceled. Now it doesn't end there though, because recently this week, I believe, an ex-Rockstar developer basically came forward and confirmed why this DLC was actually canceled. He gave a lot of details. And straight up, it's a pretty logical answer here. The planned DLC was canceled because GTA Online was making so much money. And this, I think, brings up one of the big concerns for GTA 6. Are Rockstar and Take-Two mainly just going to focus on the online portion of GTA 6, or are we still going to get a incredibly solid single player with maybe a story DLC or two? Rockstar was once known for their incredible story DLCs, and they have not done one since what, like 2011 or something like that? So the ex-developer in question is this particular person, Joseph Rubino. He was a senior camera artist and virtual cinematographer at Rockstar for 6 years. And this is what he had to say about the canceled Trevor DLC. He was one of the main editors and camera artists and someone doing a lot of stuff off of the second unit on stage. He says, then we split our teams into two. He stayed on the GTA Online and then this DLC stage, where some of the other people apparently went on to go sort of develop RDR2 early on. And then as far as why the DLC was canceled, I mean, again, he claimed that the initial financial success of GTA Online made Rockstar change its priorities and focus more on that. He says what happened was when GTA Online came out, it was so much of a cash cow and people were loving it so much that it was hard to make an argument that a standalone DLC would outcompete that. And this right here is one of the things a lot of us have been saying for years. And it is kind of nice to see it confirmed that that's exactly what happened. Looking back, he says, I think you could probably do both, but that was a business decision that they made. And of course, it made him a little upset. He says the canceling of the DLC was a lot of the reason for me being a little sour at the time, because I was like, yo, what the F, guys? This is awesome. Let's keep going. Let's finish it. And like we mentioned, they did repurpose a lot of it into online. But according to this developer, like, yeah, it was really, really good. So imagine the Doomsday Heist, which was regarded as one of the best GTA Online DLCs. Imagine that, but with Trevor and in single player. That does sound really, really good. It doesn't actually end there though, because this all did start back in about 2013, 2014. There was a new report that surfaced a few months ago about this single player DLC for GTA 5 that apparently would have been a game changer, but was canceled due to internal fighting at Rockstar. So there was a bunch of like Rockstar documents leaked, and I guess in these leaks, you could have found emails between the Rockstar founders and Leslie Benzies, who was one of the higher ups, the president at Rockstar North, as well as an unnamed GTA 5 producer. So there was an email chain with all of these, you know, top people at Rockstar, and the argument was either online content or single player content. So like the founders wanted more single player content, where Benzies wanted more online content. And I guess this became too big of a fight, of an argument, and this did lead to Leslie Benzies leaving. I think this was back in like 2014, where he stepped away. It does say after he left, I guess the people who wanted the single player stuff, they started working on RDR2, which kind of makes sense as to why we never did get that DLC for GTA 5, because instead of them focusing on that, they just said, whatever, we'll go to RDR2 and make the single player there. And this report actually gives us a little bit of other details on this DLC. This would have included the addition of several new cars and weapons, as well as a new character that's only referred to in the notes as Agent 14, a new lock-picking mechanic, which I doubt would have been interesting to see, a greater use of the Stromberg, the car that turns into a submarine, and more. And yeah, when you put all these pieces together, it sounds like they were going to do a James Bond type of DLC, but now it remains one of those what-if stories about GTA 5. And yeah, unfortunately, that sort of is where the story ends. They had these big plans for this really crazy and cool-sounding DLC with Trevor, and because GTA Online was making so much money, they decided, you know what, instead of putting the time and effort into this single-player DLC, let's do less work for GTA Online and still make more money. That was the decision that was made. And now, like we just said, it's just a giant what if question. And this is, of course, one of the huge concerns for GTA 6. Are Rockstar going to do the same thing? Are we going to get a DLC for single player in addition to all the online content? One would think Rockstar could have their cake and eat it too. GTA Online has made about $10 billion for them. Surely they could give back to the community and give us a single player DLC, because there are still a ton of people out there who love Rockstar DLCs. But, you know, considering how everything went with RDR2, there was no DLC for that game. They just focused on the online portion, and then they abandoned the online for that game. I mean, they're obviously not going to do that for GTA 6, but it does not look likely, if you're a fan of single player DLCs, that we're going to be getting one in GTA 6. But that is the story of the canceled DLC. It was really interesting to read what the ex-developer had to say. I guess, yeah, hopefully just going forward, they don't have this similar mindset with GTA 6 and GTA 6 Online. But let us know in the comments what you guys think about this canceled DLC, it going forward for GTA 6, and if you want to see single player DLCs for that game. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA 6 content, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.